All right, and we're up. We're live. What's going on, everybody? My name is Kyle Leonard. This is Velocity Entertainment coming at you for another week. What is the date today? September something?
21st.
September 21st. Happy 21st day of September. Do you remember?
I think that's a song too.
Yeah, it's the.
Here comes the copyrights.
Please don't sue me.
Sue me? Did you just say sue me?
Please don't sue me.
No.
It's the 21st of September day. So if you're tuning in, you probably know that this is a podcast where every week I kind of go out and hunt down fun, interesting, nerdy news and sports stories, and I kind of put them all together in a nice little neatly packaged show for us to kind of go over and nerd out about. I'm your host, Kyle Leonard. Remember, if you like the show, you can go to patreon.com/velocity entertainment and support us there. That's the best place to do it. You'll get fancy little rewards, such as writing in, having your questions answered on the show, getting shout outs, picking topics for us to talk about. But there is no show without the man standing beside me. He is the trash talker.
That I am.
Drops more bombs than Hurt Locker.
Mm-hmm.
He is the nerdiest, the flirtiest, overall most luxurious, the engaged one, Michael Otamendi.
That's right. I can only flirt with one girl now, but I'm okay with that.
Our long hair don't care friend is not with us this week. He had some personal issues to take care of, and he will be right back with us next week on the show. So if you see him online or on the street, tell him you missed him on the show and that it's just not the same without him.
And that his locks are gorgeous.
And then his locks are gorgeous. But anyway, how's your week been, my dude?
It's been good. It seems to be getting busier and busier, but I mean,
like work-wise?
Yeah, I got a bachelor party this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that in the Black Hills.
Oh, dude, nice. Like your bachelor party?
No.
Oh, okay, that's not quite yet.
Yeah, no, not quite yet.
Well, that should be fun, man. You better be safe out there because you never know. Because one weekend it's like snowing.
Yeah,
out
right.
in the Black Hills, and then the next it's like.
Didn't Deadwood get like 10 inches the other day?
Yeah, and then like it was summer the next week.
And then they were out swimming again at the lakes, and
Yeah, you got to be careful out there because it's like the mountains.
Yeah.
Like change the weather so drastically.
I used to
from one side of the mountain to the other. It's like.
I used to live out there. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I lived in Rapid City. It definitely is.
I've never lived out there. I visited. I try to visit multiple times a year because I love to hike. I'm a big hiking guy.
Oh, see, I suck at hiking, but I'm trying to get better.
Wow! Just boom, live from the top of the mountain. That's Velocity.
We just set up
a live hike. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get body cams.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Somebody on Twitch chat's like, "There's a cougar behind you."
I ain't scared of no middle-aged women.
That's more scary than the cougar I was talking about.
Yeah. So I have had a less cool week. I broke the elbow bone in my arm, fooling around on some wheeler activities. Landed right on it, and I broke it in 3 little places on this little guy right here. Shattered it, dude.
Ooh. So
I got surgery lined up for Wednesday. Luckily, they kept my fingers out, so I continued to play video games.
That's what's important.
So I'm gonna be a pretty bored fella because like the doctor was like, yeah, you better not work for a few weeks too. And I'm like, oh, crap. Well, I'm gonna go stir crazy now.
Well, no, I did tell Kyle to tell the podcast that he fought a ton of grizzly bears off of an orphanage, or
I think it was. There was a fire at the orphanage.
Oh, yes.
And I saved all of the orphans. And we all got out without a scratch. And we were resting in the parking lot as the fire department, put out the fire. But then everything changed when the bear attacked.
Yeah.
In the parking lot. I needed to fend him off.
Kyle fended him off. That's not where he broke his arm, though. A kid gave him a hoverboard for saving him, and then he broke it on the hoverboard. So either way, the story still ends as bad as the first. Or not a hoverboard. What are they called?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been fun. I've had a lot of time to catch up on on TV shows and video games, as I've been kind of sitting around the house the last few days, not really able to do anything with one hand, I caught up on The Boys, Lovecraft Country, and I even watched that Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous thing.
Camp Cretaceous.
It's like an animated.
Oh.
It's like an animated TV show on Netflix.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
It's like directed for kids, but I mean, it's cool enough to the point where like an adult would enjoy it too.
Do dinosaurs eat people?
Yes.
And it's like for kids though.
I mean, technically,
okay.
Yeah.
Like,
so the dinosaur
like a little bit older kids, maybe like
kind of
12
like
years
teenagers.
old. Yeah, maybe.
So the animation for the dinosaurs is gorgeous. Like they look phenomenal, and then the kids look a little campy and goofy. But I mean, so it takes place in canon at the same time as the first movie.
Oh.
So these kids are trying to escape the island while the Indominus Rex is crashing through the birdcage or whatever, and all the pterodactyls fly out and the helicopter crashes or whatever. They see all of that at the same time as it's happening.
Okay.
And we basically just see a different view of that day from the first Jurassic World movie.
Okay, so yeah, it always was crazy to me. I think I talked about this on an earlier episode. How do they keep making the same mistake over and over again? They're just like, let's make more dinosaurs and genetically modify them.
Let's just lock them up.
Yeah, nothing could go wrong. Nothing could possibly.
I think they were fine until they were like, you know what? Screw it. Let's put some T-Rex and some raptors and all sorts of stuff and make one dinosaur out of them. I think that's where they.
Yeah, that was the newest Jurassic. Well, that was Jurassic World, I believe, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it the huge like mix?
It was both of the new ones, yeah.
Oh, both
the big Indominus Rex and like the Indoraptor in the second one. In that movie, I really actually liked that Indoraptor in that movie. It made it feel like a horror movie, the way it was like stalking them throughout the.
I mean, they're all kind of horrors, or at the very least thriller. They're thrillers
for sure.
But, like,
I remember like my dad saying like in '92 when the first one came out, like that they were scared, dude, because like no movies. That was the first time like actual like computer generated effects were actually applied in a movie like well.
Yeah, yeah.
And like when the T-Rex came out, like that's a movie that everybody knows holds up today. Like the movie looks good today still.
Oh yeah.
And my dad told me, he was like, you were downright scared, dude. Like you thought those dinosaurs were real, dude. Like they looked real for '92. So I'm like, if a movie can hold up, for 25 years and still look passable, like I can still watch Jurassic Park no problem and be like, well, this looks dumb.
Well,
but
I think some of those movies that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, like, have you ever went back and watched the first Lord of the Rings? The CGI looks like real life.
Yeah, it's good.
And that's why those movies hold up. Those are timeless movies, in my opinion. But, well, obviously Lord of the Rings is. Jurassic Park is, I believe, too. So, yeah.
Heck yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of, like effects like that hold up, because, like, you have movies that use, like, actual effect, like actual props and stuff, like Planet of the Apes is a good example, using suits, like monkey suits. And I mean, they don't hold up as well as they do anymore. Like classic movies, love them to death, but you can't tell me that like in comparison, the time that the T-Rex in 25 years and the time that the monkeys in Planet of the Apes, or the apes, sorry, not the monkeys, Planet of the Apes, in the same span of time, which one still holds up and which one kind of doesn't.
For sure.
That's just my opinion. Don't kill me.
I haven't seen the newest one yet, but I know the memes, like apes together strong. That's like the best meme ever. Like when they put all the dumb kids in the classroom in the same presentation group. It's just apes together strong. Oh, they're so good.
So jumping into a little news here. It's a pandemic. We're right in the middle of it, and there's just not a lot for much cinematic entertainment. We got a couple of movies that did not do well. New Mutants and Tenet.
Yeah.
Tenet made an appearance.
Another. But it's
another one.
It scared people away. It's true. Our producers and stuff away.
I was going to say, and I mean, those both did just bad enough to where everybody else was like, let's hold off.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman got pushed back. Mulan, or they're saying Black Widow is inevitably also going to get pushed back, which is also going to affect all of the other MCU movies again. And I'm like, no, I need superheroes.
They announced that they were making a Black Widow movie like legitimately 5 years ago or something. Like a ridiculous.
I feel like it. Yeah.
It's been a ridiculous
forever.
amount of time.
I'm so excited because the bad guy, the Taskmaster in that movie, is like one of my favorite villains.
Oh yeah,
in
Taskmaster.
Marvel Comics, dude.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
One of these days, we're gonna have to rate our top 5 favorite only Marvel villains, because that one episode we did our top 5 villains of all time.
Yeah, that would be fun. But I did jot down a few things that kind of came out over the last week/weekend that you can watch right now on streaming services if you're kind of like getting that hankering for movies. So, right now on Amazon, Google, and Apple Movies, you can watch Antebellum. Amazon, Apple, Google, you can watch No Escape. You can watch Blackbird on Amazon and Apple, and you can watch The Devil All the Time on Netflix. That's that one with Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland.
Okay.
I haven't watched it yet, but it looks real interesting. I was thinking about catching that one tonight.
Looks really interesting. Now, like I said to you before, pretty much all these are either thrillers or horrors, which I don't know. Like, I don't know if that was like.
So does that lead me to my question? Are thrillers kind of easier to shoot? Maybe lower budget because not as much lighting, not as much actor.
A thriller is different. A horror can be a thriller. Usually horrors are thrillers, but a thriller isn't necessarily a horror. This is how I got it. This is how I got it explained to me. A thriller can have no horror elements, like
No, yeah, you got a good point.
Like what? What's a good example of an only thriller? I could probably think of something.
I would say, have you ever seen Crash?
No, I haven't.
That's a movie where like 6 different. I don't know exactly, but 6 or so different people are all affected by one thing at the same time or whatever. Like one thing domino affects everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
And you know that like because of this is going to happen at the end of this guy's story. And
okay.
It's actually a really good movie. But that's a good thriller that's not a horror movie.
I even considered, well, maybe this is more of an action, but I considered Taken a little bit of a thriller just because there's that like thriller element with the girl getting kidnapped. And, I mean,
a good example.
Even though people would probably argue and say that's just like a shooter action movie, I'm like, yeah, true. But I guess you get my point.
I'm going to say Crash is my thriller. My thriller movie that's not.
Yeah, not
action. Yeah,
not action or horror.
Iron Giant. That's a thriller.
Iron Giant. That's a horror movie. That giant almost destroys the world.
Oh man! And then he goes out like Superman. Vin Diesel does his voice.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't know that.
A lot of Vin Diesel does. I
yeah, the Iron Giant does his voice.
Oh, yeah. A lot of thrillers though, like alien movies. I'm trying to think of a ton, like Cloverfield or like other stuff. Those are like good thrillers.
Yeah, not exactly horror, but thriller.
When the tripods attack. That's not the name of it,
but whatever they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can check those movies out on streaming services right now if you're kind of wanting your movie fix, and you've already seen Mulan.
We did,
and that's kind of the only really thing that's kind of popping off for movies this week. So I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
My chair's touching your mic stand. Go for it.
So I thought it'd be fun if we kind of mull over. We don't really have to rank them, but if we kind of just go back and forth talking about movies with our favorite soundtracks, just songs and movies that made them like unforgettable. I haven't given any thought to this category, so kind of.
Okay. Does it have to be a movie or can it be a TV show? I guess we're in the movie section. So.
TV show's fine too. I mean, if you want, but.
Go for it then. Yeah.
I'm gonna start off. I gotta go Footloose.
Oh.
Right off the bat.
Oh, so we're going. How far are we going back?
Just whatever movies are kind of your favorite that you remember because of the music.
Well, because I was gonna say, modern time, Umbrella Academy is getting some huge nominations for the soundtracks in the movies.
Great poll, dude.
But obviously, Footloose. I don't know how far we're allowed to go back, but that's a good one. I think those two have to be in the top.
Yeah, I think whatever movie you remember because of the soundtrack, I think applies here. So like another one for me would be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Amazing one. Like you can't.
He always has his little Walkman thing, but there's all this futuristic technology around him, and he's like, he gets that tapes. Oh shoot! Now you're making me think. Yeah, Umbrella Academy. I think we have 3 good ones there. Oh boy. I know that okay, so this is a little bit off base, but I'm watching Narcos right now, which is an amazing show, and the music is amazing. But most of it's Hispanic music. So if you're not into Hispanic music, that one wouldn't make your list.
Probably
That,
wouldn't make the
it's
list,
it's a niche one because I love Hispanic music. I grew up with it. Obviously, I grew up. My dad's from Mexico. I grew up in a Hispanic household.
Does like a score count? Because I mean, like you hear certain Star Wars scores.
Oh sure.
Like, oh man, Star Wars.
Yeah.
But did the music for Star Wars make Star Wars? I think so.
I think so.
I think without the music, it wouldn't be the same.
Some of those orchestras, like the ones for Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, those.
Even Jurassic Park. Banger from Jurassic Park that you know the second you hear it.
Which those three are three of the biggest franchises of all time, and
Agreed.
you know, and music had a big part to do with it.
Harry Potter too. That's a big one.
Oh,
too.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, those orchestras really need more credit. I mean, they're amazing. I don't know. I was a part of an orchestra, a little one, because I did it in high school, but I played cello. Boy, they put in work.
Oh man, they do. That's for sure. Nobody will say that. Stinking dogs. Another one is why is she barking so much right now? I wonder if somebody's here. Anyway, we'll just have to ignore her. Where is I going with this? Velocity Entertainment featuring my dog Savannah.
We forgot to introduce her. I played with them the other day.
The Don't Care About Your Podcast, Savannah. I think like Iron Man 1.
Oh, sure.
That's a pretty good one.
Oh, sure.
Like the AC/DC. I don't know if that's like defined by the music.
I think it was a huge part. And then,
yeah.
Because when you think of Iron Man, what's the song you think of?
Black Sabbath for sure.
Like now it's synonymous. It's a synonymous song with Iron Man.
Yeah, you can't get one without the other. That's for sure. But yeah, it's a tough one because there's so many movies out there that are like that have amazing soundtracks. It's even oh gosh, it's on the tip of my brain. What is it? I think I'm gonna lose it. Oh no.
For like soundtracks or
yeah, this is a movie with a soundtrack. I want to say a Tarantino movie.
Oh, Velocity Entertainment, starring all of our Alzheimer's. Because I have it too. Quentin Tarantino does have a very good sound selection for his movies, but definitely not what his movies are known for. They're probably known for like violence, but also great soundtracks. Probably underrated.
Well, yeah. I guess thinking on that one on a whim is a little tougher than I thought it was going to be.
I know.
That's a good category.
I had to think about it. Yeah.
That's a good category because you think of this. All of the 80s movies are a great example in general, like Breakfast Club.
Yeah, true. Can I give you a bit of juicy information in my life? For my song, what I'm gonna have the groomsmen and the bridesmaids walk up to is the Shire song because that's one of my favorite songs.
Dude,
it's
that's amazing. Yes. Oh, that's amazing.
But we're gonna have one of Anna's friends play it live with a violin, and it's gonna sound beautiful. It's gonna sound beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that. Oh,
yeah.
Great idea.
I know. And because whenever I hear that song, I think I'm in the Shire. Like, I'm in the Shire right now.
I cry.
I know. You better cry.
I'm going on an adventure.
You're coming to my wedding. You're coming to my wedding, so you better just be there and tear up.
Well, I would hope so. I'm going to cry. Whew, man, I'm going to cry. For the Shire.
For the Shire.
Be like, yeah.
And then Anna's gonna give me the one true ring, and then I'll turn invisible and just leave the wedding. I'm like, I'd rather be anywhere but here. No.
That's so funny. You heard it here, man. Juicy details from Michael Mendes' wedding.
It's gonna happen. That's not a joke.
You got all the scoops. So I kind of touched. So, like I said, that's kind of all I really threw down for movies. Real quiet week.
Sure.
I kind of touched on this in my opening statement that I was watching a lot of TV. I watched The Boys and I watched Lovecraft Country over the last week.
Everybody's watching The Boys. I haven't started yet, but everyone's watching.
You haven't started the first season either?
I know it's about superheroes who have issues and they're all like douchebags. I don't know.
No, it's a good show, man. It actually touches on and especially the second season is nonchalantly touching on some pretty relevant topics. I was just gonna say casual Nazis in America, like how easy it is to just like mull over the radar.
Sure.
And Lovecraft Country touches on a whole lot of racism and bigotry in old America. And I mean, they're progressive shows, man. They're ahead of their time, I think.
Definitely.
And they're really like, need to be seen, first of all, because one, they're good. They're not defined by like the race or the Nazi issues that they tackle, but they do those so well that it's.
Yeah, my dad made me watch shows like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X shows growing up because he wanted me to know that racism exists. I was so oblivious of it. I didn't actually meet my first openly racist person until I was 21. I was 20.
Oh man,
that was the first time. I thought I was blessed to wait, like to wait that long before I actually met one.
It sucks that you had to at all, man. It's just.
I know. Yeah.
Get with the times, man. It's just we're in 2020. Just love each other, my man. But
I remember he just. I'm sorry to go off topic, but we were both working for the city at the time, City of Sioux Falls. It was my summer job for college. And we were just talking. I could tell he wasn't like a very bright guy, but I'm like, oh, we're working together. We're the only two ones out here shoveling. I don't even remember what we were doing. And I remember that the conversation got political, and then he said, yeah, freeing black people from slavery was the worst decision America ever made. And then I said, oh, dude, are you serious? Like, I didn't know if it was at first I thought it was a joke. He's like, yeah, I'm serious. It was really terrible for the economy and stuff. I'm like, dude, we're done talking about this.
I was gonna say, that's horrible.
I just stopped talking to him.
There's people out there that are just, absolutely.
But I will say, the fact that I was 21 before I met my first ever racist person was kind of to me, it was a negative but a positive, because I was like, oh wow, like pretty much everyone I run into is pretty kind and wants equality. So it was kind of it was a bittersweet, like, they do exist, but they're not as common as I once thought they were, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry to go way off course.
No, man. Like I said, we're here to jam out on thoughts. So, I mean, you probably actually really like Lovecraft Country.
I'll have to watch
it. It tackles those, and it's a big part of the show, but it also, like, rolls through, like, the horror and thriller aspects of, like, H.P. Lovecraft novels.
Okay.
So, like, I think you'd actually really, really like that show. And for everybody else that's kind of on the fence, doesn't really know much about the show, it's from Misha Green and Jordan Peele of Get Out and Us.
Yeah.
Great directors.
Oh,
so
for sure.
If you're not sold by those two, then
and good actors too.
Fantastic actors. Yeah.
Mr. Peele.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if Misha Green's been in much. But
I don't know if she has it.
But big recommendations for The Boys and Lovecraft Country. But if you're on the fence about one of the two, start with Lovecraft Country. I think it's just a little bit deeper, better.
Yeah.
I think in a deeper way.
Mm-hmm.
Good in their own ways.
Next one I'm excited for, by the way.
Yeah, I was pumped to see this weekend. So in addition to The Mandalorian getting a trailer and a release date from Disney Plus earlier in the month.
Praise Jesus.
The streaming service is beefing up its exclusive TV shows even more by dropping a brand new WandaVision trailer on the weekend. No release date was given, though we're kind of expecting a December 2020 release date.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer itself shows a lot of like comedy aspects as well as trippy horror movie thriller aspects. Where this show's comedy will end and the seriousness begins will be exciting to see.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of serious stuff in this show. I think a lot of dealing with grief and loss with the Wanda character. And it's going to be pretty painful to see, I think, towards the end when we start seeing that, Vision's gone and she's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's rumored that she's in the next Doctor Strange movie, but it's rumored that she might be in somewhat of an antagonist role in that movie.
Oh, really?
So,
well, she was an antagonist. If I remember right, she was an antagonist, then a protagonist.
Right.
And now she's going to be an antagonist again?
It's unclear, but it's rumored that, she might be...
Are we talking about the Scarlet Witch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So... I don't know what, like, obviously she was probably going to go crazy after losing Vision. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, well, because she lost her brother and then she lost Vision, and now it seems like she's used her powers to create some sort of, like, sitcom television world. And I assume slowly but surely it's going to come crashing down one piece at a time, and maybe it'll drive her crazy. Who knows?
She's like one of the most powerful people that I know of in the Marvel universe, but
she definitely is.
Her powers haven't been like used to the full potential, I wouldn't think.
And a lot of people, because she in the comic books, she was responsible for she snapped her fingers and like she was just like no more mutants, boom, and then she used her powers to just like get rid of mutants. That's how powerful she was in House of M. But so a lot of people are thinking that maybe that could be the reverse of it. Maybe she gets so much or discovers so much of her power that she's able to create mutants or something in this Marvel Cinematic Universe now that they own the rights. A lot of people are thinking maybe it'll be the reverse to that no more mutants moment.
Okay.
And that would be one way to bring them in.
They just need to kill her. No. Somebody that powerful can't be allowed to go on.
Oh, she's so good. I hope they don't ever do anything with her.
I don't know. Yeah. Sad they killed her brother off right away.
Yeah, and I think that was for the Disney Fox confusion too. I don't think the MCU wanted a Quicksilver at the same time as Fox having one.
And also Quicksilver's in. Yeah, he's in the X-Men universe and the Marvel. He's kind of.
It draws comparisons. I think that you just didn't want.
It's so confusing to have a Marvel and an X-Men universe that's overlap a little bit, but not really. Like
ish, yeah.
Yeah, ish. Like people still ask me, is Deadpool in the Marvel universe? I'm like, I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's in X-Men.
I think he can be aware that there is a Marvel.
Yeah, right. He can do whatever he wants. He can be in DC universe if he wants to.
I mean, yeah.
He breaks is it breaking the third wall or is it fourth
wall? Yeah.
Okay, sorry viewers. Everyone's thinking I'm stupid. Did you just say breaking the third wall?
I'm going to keep it in Marvel here and then go back just to kind of keep the continuities here. So, Orphan Black's Tatiana Maslany will be suiting up as the lawyer by day and the powerful She-Hulk by night in the Disney Plus's newest announced TV show, She-Hulk. The casting was confirmed last weekend. Jen Walters is the cousin of Bruce Banner. She's a lawyer, and of course the She-Hulk, who can get just as big and just as powerful as her big bad cousin. So
yeah,
that was pretty cool to put a face to that character now. I thought that was pretty. And I've never seen Orphan Black. I don't know if you have or not.
I haven't, but I know that they were coming out with this. Now, if I remember right from some of the comics, isn't She-Hulk more of like a neutral hero or an anti-hero and then becomes good?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Because she's a lawyer, so I guess it's going to be interesting to see how they take that character in the MCU and kind of do what they can with it. I know they've said Mark Ruffalo is going to cameo in the show too.
Oh. And then they have to. Okay, another thing I was going to ask you. Why is his name the Marvel author? You know, I'm Stanley.
Stanley. Yeah.
They said they shot a ton of cameos for upcoming stuff, and they can. But do you think they're going to CGI him into most upcoming things, maybe, or are they just going to stop doing that? They're just going to stop doing the cameos for Stanley.
I feel like. I don't know, man. I feel like they might just stop out of respect.
Yeah, I'm telling Zach for the Pokemon game he needs to help me. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I said tune in soon to help me with the Pokemon game. Okay, go.
Yeah, but I think out of respect, I think they'll stop doing it. It would be cool if I saw somewhere once. It would be cool if they replaced the Stan Lee cameos with old Captain America cameos.
Oh yeah.
or like Deadpool in Stan Lee glasses cameos.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny.
That would be really funny. But no, I don't think they keep doing it. I mean, maybe. But like you said, they filmed a bunch of cameos, so I think maybe they just run through what they have.
Run through. Because I know they could CGI him to make it look more than the most impressive CGI I've seen to date was the general in the new Star Wars. Do you remember?
Yes, Tarkin.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
brought him back.
I was like,
man.
I was like, he looks more real than the actual real
I'm like,
actors.
yeah, they brought that mother sucker back from the dead,
Yeah.
dude. There's nothing that they can't do.
How do you look more real than the actual real actors that aren't CGI?
Even the Paul Walker stuff they did.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
Paul Walker.
in the last Fast and the Furious, they
Yeah.
used his brother for like the stunts and stuff, and then they like CGI'd his
Yeah.
face onto his brother.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
great.
Oh, they did amazing with Paul Walker.
So yeah, they can do a lot of good stuff
Oh,
with CGI
yeah.
these days, but I don't think they're gonna do that with Stan the Man. So
Oh, shoot. I almost kind of wish they would. Maybe you think that it's more respectful to not, but like I miss him because you know in the theater everyone has like it's like a favorite part where everyone can come together and be like Stanley.
Stanley. Yeah, no, it's gonna be tough missing that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to see because Black Widow will be the first movie that's come out without Stanley being alive.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, true.
So we will have to see. Maybe they do it in like posters or something in the background.
They could do that.
So on and so forth. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
The virtual 2020 Emmys are virtual this year, obviously, and I don't really care about the Emmys too much at all. But I just wanted to throw in here quick because we were kind of short on stories this morning. I thought it was kind of cool that The Mandalorian received a Creative Arts Emmy.
Good.
So
Mandalorian, it was a very good show. There's some holes you can poke in it, but overall, it brought back a lot of the nostalgia.
For sure.
They really tried to. It brought back way more nostalgia than the new Star Wars movies that came out.
And like we've said it before, nostalgia sells.
It sells.
It sells a lot.
The new Star Wars movies didn't do it for me as far like they were good movies on their own. I just didn't think they were Star Wars movies.
I think there were ways that they could have done it to where it would have fed our nostalgia
Yeah.
and moved the story forward. I know a lot of people wanted like Rey to be like Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
Yeah.
And I thought that would have been amazing.
It would have been pretty cool.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, but instead she was related to you.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're allowed to give it away.
He who shall spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, I should yell that out first. But like, I don't know. It just okay. So when people ask me, did you like all the 3 of the new Star Wars movies? I would say as standalone movies, yes, I really enjoyed them. When you tell me that they're Star Wars movies, I say I don't believe you. Like they just didn't remind me of Star Wars.
So what would you have liked more if Rey was Rey Nobody, or that she was a Palpatine? Like, would you have preferred?
That's a tough one.
Because in the second movie,
both kind of bring me to a mental dead end. I guess I like it more the way they did it, where it was Palpatine.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Because then
I didn't hate the Rey Nobody deal. Just letting them know that anybody could, you could wear a mask. Anybody could wear a mask.
I was a little bit like, oh, they're bringing back another Death Star, and then like
I just didn't like Palpatine coming back because it just like completely undid all of Vader's like character development. Like that whole movie was about him switching back over to the light side, and having his redemption moment by killing Palpatine. And now they're just like, ha, psych!
You died for nothing, Vader.
You died for nothing.
You literally did. Yeah,
that's the only thing that irked me the wrong way. I was like, the whole original trilogy was about his redemption
and killing
Palpatine and taking that control back.
And then
they're just like, yeah, psych.
Oh. Yeah, and then they kind of made up their own force powers. They kind of like I know from reading the books and like I don't remember making a hologram of yourself. I don't think that's a real force power. I think they made that up. Like where Obi-Wan made a hologram of himself. I was like, I think they made that one up. Like they took a lot of liberties, but I could be wrong. There could be a nerd out there listening who's like, no, in this one book way long ago.
Pushing up his glass.
Yeah. Actually, in this one book.
I'm not going to get into any Star Wars arguments with the internet.
Yeah.
I'll lose.
Yeah, they know it all.
I don't know enough. So.
Oh, no. Actually, not just one more thing that I didn't like about it. Kylo Ren, I know spoiler, he's not really a villain, but he was possibly the worst villain throughout the first 2 movies. He lost every fight. So what was he in? 4 lightsaber fights, and he lost all of them? One of them he lost to an untrained civilian?
Yeah, I mean, I will give the one he lost to Rey and Finn, I will give him because Chewbacca shot him in the side.
Yeah,
and he's like bleeding like profusely. Like, you even see like like hits his
That's
side
true,
or whatever,
that's
I will give him that one.
So losing to an untrained civilian, we'll give him a little bit.
I'll give him a pass. For that one.
But then he lost all the others. Like, I don't think he won a single battle that whole time.
He won the last one with Ray.
The
only reason he stopped.
I thought he
is
lost.
The only reason he stopped is because Leia.
Oh yeah.
Was passing away.
So he won but lost.
Right.
Yeah. So
that was when Kylo Ren lost.
Yes.
And Solo.
I guess
Ben Solo won, but
I guess you could give him a couple passes.
Because he like stomped her in that fight.
He did.
Like if you watch that fight with the waves, he stomps her.
Yeah.
And there's no.
Yeah. True.
She ends up just like just swinging it at random, like
that's true,
with no gas left. Oh. All right, well, moving right along, then. That's kind of all I really got for the TV shows for you this week, Mike.
Mike, not Tanner, wherever.
Wherever you are, Tanner.
We miss you.
We miss you. Well, you know what time it is now. Time for some video games.
Oh, the best. I will make a note. We just got done playing Fall Guys, and it's fun. It's addicting.
It is addicting. Next thing you know, you're a couple hours in. So, make way for PlayStation. Sony made a big splash last week when they, as promised, on September 16th, they displayed their showcase during the PlayStation Showcase. We got a lot of new gameplay trailers in addition to some announcements. We also got a release date and price for the all-digital edition as well as the standard edition. So to open up the showcase, we got a beautiful cinematic trailer for Final Fantasy 16. This was a big, long-rumored game that people have been waiting to be confirmed for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love Final Fantasy. Big fan of Final Fantasy, so I'm excited to see a brand new one. I was at work. I was at the tail end of work, and I had my headphones in, and I put my phone up on the thing where I was working, and I was watching the showcase, and I was like, when they said it was Final Fantasy 16, I was like, whoa! I was like screaming because I was by myself. I was like, what? No way!
No way!
And like all of the people on the other side of the building were like looking like, is that guy okay?
Final Fantasy has like a cult following, and I like it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I was either hoping for a Final Fantasy 16 or a little tease about Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2.
Oh.
But I know we're still a little ways off from that one, I think. So.
Oh, okay.
We just got that part
Those
1.
remakes do so well sometimes.
Oh, man, it was beautiful. Like, I've been tempted to play it.
Wait, why did they need a Part 2? Was it that massive? Or?
Yeah, yes, it's a long game.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they're doing it is that they're like splitting up like main parts of the game into different games. So like the whole first level of the first Final Fantasy game is just Midgar. But the whole first game is Midgar, so they flesh out a lot. That's for sure. Like if you've ever played the original Final Fantasy, you'll go back into Midgar and you'll be like, wow, things are different. But they're also more fleshed out, and it's nice to see.
All right.
It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
That's one thing I know about it. It's beautiful. And the cult following.
Yeah, for sure. Final Fantasy fans will fight you. We got more footage from already announced games like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Resident Evil Village. Spider-Man shows off a lot of gameplay where he's kind of fighting the Tinkerer and his minions on a bridge. The bridge kind of explodes due to some weaponry. And then the next part of the trailer is gameplay of him rescuing people from the bridge. It looks amazing. It looks like a movie.
Ooh.
Like, it looks great. Resident Evil Village is more or less not gameplay, but more so like story and cinematic trailer-esque. We got more looks at enemies and kind of what the story might be about. But both trailers show a lot more gameplay and cinematic elements than their previous ones. Both games look amazing. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. As I've said on the podcast before, big Resident Evil fan.
Oh, I love Resident Evil. I always thought that they were just recycling the same trope, but then I went and played their newest game, or I watched my friend play it, I should say.
Is that 7 or the remakes?
No, it would be 7. Yeah.
Okay.
7. And because I stopped playing after like 3 or something like that.
Yeah, so they remade 2 and 3. like from the ground.
Oh, I haven't played the remakes.
Yeah, they rebuilt them from like the ground up, and they're phenomenal. Phenomenal remake.
Trying to think of the name of the evil. It's not like I was thinking of like Umbrella Corp. No, what is it? What's the evil company that makes this?
Umbrella.
Umbrella. It is Umbrella.
It is Umbrella. Yep.
So
You're right.
It's starting to flood back, like the memories of it. Okay, but anyway, I don't want to get caught up in my.
Like, I can talk about this for hours, dude. So yeah, it's like the lore and all of the history that happens in Resident Evil before you even get to play the first game is like ridiculous. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Like I could deep dive into all of that, but that is for a later date.
One of my friends on Twitch is like, Kyle, what happened to your arm? Sorry.
I broke it.
If you were here for the beginning, you would have heard about him saving an orphanage. But
I saved an orphanage, broke my elbow.
You guys already missed out.
For those of you who didn't know. So in a surprise announcement, an open world RPG Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy, I believe is what it's called.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Was revealed. How deep into the RPG elements it goes, I don't really know. It's kind of anybody's guess right now. But I'm all 100% in for a game like this, dude. Like, more RPGs.
More RPGs. However, I hope it's not one of those games that's just riding on the popularity of Harry Potter. You know how if a really popular movie or TV series comes out and they make a game on it, they're just trying to ride on the popularity, but the game itself is like, meh. I hope
you get like the Incredible Hulk video game or something after the movie. And it's just like horrible.
It's like they just threw it together. They just like hired some like B, C level like developers.
I'm like talking smack about it, but I actually really liked that game. It had like By Beast in it and all sorts of stuff.
Fair enough. I just hope that this one is a good standalone game that's not just like riding the popularity train.
Ladies, I've seen this in a meme, but if you go over to his house and all he's got is Call of Duty, you need a better man. You don't deserve somebody that doesn't play RPGs.
That's true. They don't have the brain power for you.
But like, think about the potential of this game, dude. Like, you can go in first year, you can get your sorting hat, you go to your class, and then like you can like obtain house points or whatever to like put into your skill tree. Then you can like upgrade your spells and like.
No, I can see this being
like this could be good. Dude.
It could be.
Throw a multiplayer in there where you're playing Quidditch with your friends, dude.
That'd be like a mini game.
Yeah,
Quidditch.
You just jump in and like online multiplayer is you can do duels with your friends, or you can play Quidditch, or you can.
This has potential.
Like there's potential here, man. I think this could be awesome if done well.
If they ruin it though, I'll never forgive them.
Yeah, because I remember when the first Harry Potter movies came out, every Harry Potter movie had a crappy Harry Potter game that came with it.
Yeah.
I know because I played the first three.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And it was like the worst like voice acting ever. It was like like a picture of a smushed picture of like the actor's face like smashed onto the.
That's what I'm talking about. They're just trying to make more money, and they're like throw together a terrible game quick to sell it to the consumer.
Sell a little bit more money, yeah. And I'm praying that that's not what this is, because Harry Potter's been done for however many years now, you know.
I have high hopes. Yeah,
I really do. This could be big. Speaking of Call of Duty, Call of Duty got a special shout out. It showed clips from the first campaign mission of the game, and it also announced an exclusive alpha that would be exclusive to PlayStation 4 players last weekend, September 18th through the 20th.
Okay.
I downloaded it, never got a chance to play it. But from what I heard, it's just kind of more of the same Call of Duty stuff.
Yeah.
You can probably expect some different leveling up stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe better graphics, but I mean, it's Call of Duty.
It's Call of Duty.
You know what you're going to get.
They're just recycling the same. The last good idea they had was zombies when they had Call of Duty 5. Do you remember how huge zombies was?
Yeah, the very first.
Man, And then after that, they've just been recycling ideas. So.
Yeah, no, I remember like the first thing, Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare
1, yeah,
and then Call of Duty World at War. Those two were like the pillars.
Those were the two, but yes,
the pillars, dude. Oh man,
bad.
And then they just kept recycling them over and over. Treyarch and Activision, boom, 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 or Infinity Ward.
And I mean, to be fair, the consumers are still buying.
Yeah, no, Call of Duty fans will buy them forever. To the point where Infinity Ward was just like, you know what? just rename the new game what the old one was.
Yeah, it's like,
People will buy it, whatever. And they did. It's like,
wake up, sheeple.
wake up, Shable.
To be fair, I did buy the last Call of Duty, but before anybody attacks me, it's because it was their first cross-console game, and I wanted a game to play with my friends.
How dare you? I bought it too.
We could have been playing together.
We could have been. I have installed all 700 gigabytes of it though. So
to make room for more, yeah.
yeah, like I got a 3. I think it's a 3, maybe a 5 terabyte external hard drive. So I mean, I have room.
Okay.
But like,
I think
so much. I think it's like 170 gigabytes right now or something.
To be fair, I undownloaded it to replay Witcher 3, so, and Fable 1. So.
Oh man, what a good call! I'm still so happy you're replaying that.
I'm like, was this a bad call? This was the best call I've ever made.
anything in Fable that you thought that you didn't notice before that you like?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love their kind of XP leveling up system, the little orbs. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't even know if it's just nostalgia. I'm kind of just stuttering here, but it is just, they're just playing on my nostalgia and I'm eating it up.
Like I said, it's a big market.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I know that by the time Fable 3 hits, it kind of got a little bit iffy because they were using guns and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't know about this anymore, but anyhow.
Yeah, fair enough. So we got a quick look at Oddworld Soulstorm. Showed more promising elements from the game. So I mean, if you played the first one, you're probably pretty excited for this one. To be honest, I didn't play the last one.
I didn't either.
So I just thought this is a fun little tidbit for people who are big fans of that.
For sure.
We got a lot of teases, but one of the quickest ones that I didn't really care about was Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Didn't get any gameplay. We just got the confirmation with the title screen.
Yeah, just teasing.
Never really was. Don't let your kids know that there's another one coming. Apparently, it's big for kids. Never played Five Nights, so
yeah. Me
neither. Okay. So the next game that showed was Deathloop, and this one was pretty interesting for me. It was a first-person shooter strategy game in which you like repeat the same day over and over until you complete your task of killing 8 strangers or whatever. The catch is that if you don't complete the task, the loop starts over and you must try again. Like if you don't get them all by a certain point, you get killed and the loop starts over. Using different tips and tricks, you can find different ways to get 2 targets in the same room at the same place. Each loop is a learning experience. So in the trailer, they showed an example where 2 guys one guy was invited to another guy's party, but he never went to that party because he was working on an invention. So he goes back and like cuts the power to the invention or whatever, so that he can't work on it anymore, and he goes to the party, and now he has a chance to kill 2 targets in one loop.
So it's like a chess game. You got to be thinking ahead, but it's also an action shooter.
Yes, how to get all of your pieces into one place so you can get rid of them all.
This reminds me of another game I'm playing, Hitman. I'm playing Hitman 3 right now.
Oh, good game, man.
It kind of what you're describing almost seems like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm like,
is it an assassination game or what?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're killing people. You got to kill all 8 of these people, but like if you don't or whatever, it's like almost impossible.
Yeah.
Unless you find different ways.
So you're gonna have to try it multiple times. It's not.
You learn by dying.
Yeah.
Which normally I don't really like those games.
Sure.
But I think this one has an interesting spin on a die to loot or a die to learn kind of system.
Sure. Sounds interesting. I'll have to take a look into that one.
We got a real quick trailer to show off Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition running on the new consoles. Those of you who like that Capcom Epic Adventure, you'll be happy to see that it comes to the next generation of consoles. I like Devil May Cry 5. I played it. I beat it. Probably won't do it again.
It's not one of those you'd replay. But it was good.
Those who love Devil May Cry love it to death. And I don't hate it, but I don't know. I'm just not.
Sure.
It takes a lot for me to replay a game in general.
Yeah. Usually for me, I have to wait at least a year. I don't know. It depends on the game, too.
Right. Yeah, like The Witcher, I can replay
Yeah.
every couple of years. I replay that one and I'll replay it again when it comes to new consoles
because you have to.
updated graphics and stuff.
Well, because there's so much you miss, and
there's just little stuff, man.
Yeah, such a huge game.
No doubt about that.
Same with Skyrim, and I mean, you guys get what you guys get.
Now this is how a remake is done. So I was personally super excited to see how the gameplay looked for Demon Souls. In the combat, the shadows, enemies, they all look terrifying and wonderful all at the same time. Definitely a remake. I'm anxious to get my hands on.
Keep talking. I'm going to look up Demon Souls because I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. No, this is a remake.
Oh, yeah.
This is a remake a lot like Resident Evil where they kind of rebuilt it. You know what I mean? They didn't just kind of slap a new coat of paint over it. This is when they actually rolled up their sleeves and remade. And it looks good, dude. Like with the ray tracing and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah,
it looks pretty good, man.
Dude, here I'll just show you a quick picture. I think the
That's it. Yep. Yeah. PS3 to PS5.
It looks much better.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So definitely excited to get my hands on that one. Because if you watch like the gameplay trailer, just when he's like stabbing the skeletons, like you can like feel like the sword like plunge in. And I wonder because they have the haptic triggers on the PlayStation to where it's like harder to pull a bow or something. I wonder if when you stab somebody, if you'll feel that resistance, and then if you pull the trigger all the way down and you push it all the way through, that would be super cool.
That's really in-depth programming, like to the controller.
They got it to the point where even like it tightens up for a bow. Like, you pull a bow back and it's tight.
Yep,
so I mean, if they did something like that, that would be awesome. And then there's a game I read about. I don't remember the name. Where you fire, and when your clip is empty, the haptic trigger locks the trigger button down until you hit the reload button. And
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
I've never heard. Yeah, that is advanced.
So it's pretty cool if it all works out the way that they're saying it's going to. Man, the haptic triggers would be cool. So PlayStation's rebuttal to the Xbox Game Pass was their PlayStation Plus collection. It's not the exact same, but it does have its own appeal. So with a PlayStation Plus subscription, gamers would be able to play a variety of notable PlayStation games, such as God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us, Days Gone, and so many more. It does not sound like new released PlayStation games will make its way to this service, but you still have multiple amounts of games that you can play by just being a subscriber. Like, that's just for being a PlayStation Plus subscriber. That's not any additional, which is cool. So Xbox Game Pass, nobody will argue, is one of the best video game deals on the planet right now. For PC and Xbox, you get to play day one release games for $10 a month.
That's pretty sick. They're just following what Netflix is doing, but just with video games.
Right. And I mean, this is a way to answer it, but not like directly challenge it. So I mean, like, it's just you pay for PlayStation Plus, you get to play these games. I think that's also pretty appealing. So
for sure.
And then, of course, at the end of everything, we got a price and a launch date announcement. PlayStation Standard Edition will launch for $499, and the Digital Edition will launch for $399, both on November 12th, 2020.
Hey.
2 days after Xbox Series X.
Planned out well.
And rounding out the showcase, it wasn't much, but it was enough. Just quick words from one of PlayStation's most notable characters in a tease for the next generation of God of War. We hear Kratos utter some words before being told that Ragnarok is coming. God of War 2 was teased for a 2021 release. That's a huge, huge game for PlayStation fans.
Kratos, haven't you killed enough mythical? Now you got to go to the Norse gods.
Man,
I'm just kidding. I'm excited.
Oh man, I love that. I love those games. Whew. Like, I was so hyped when I heard his voice, and I was like, oh man, are we going to see anything?
Do they have the same voice actor from God of War 1? Oh, okay.
No, so the first trilogy was like T.C. Carson, I think is his name, who did it. And then I don't remember the name of the new guy, but it's like a deeper, more aged voice, and I think it works out because he's just a more aged version of himself.
Yeah.
It's the guy, I think he was in Battlestar Galactica, who does the voice of Kratos now.
Okay.
Might have that mixed up. Sorry. So, along with the PlayStation announcement comes the pre-order nightmare. After the PlayStation showcase, it was leaked that PlayStation pre-orders would be going live September 17th. To avoid any misunderstandings, PlayStation confirmed that Thursday, September 17th is when pre-orders would go live. Didn't give a time, but this did not stop Walmart from putting their PlayStation pre-orders up one day early on September 16th in a tweet saying something along the lines of, we won't make you wait for a PlayStation, that's not our style. And then they opened up their pre-orders. Soon after, many other retailers were like, oh crap, we better do it too. So retailers like Target, Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, they put all of their pre-orders up on the Wednesday the 16th. Mm-hmm. And within minutes, every PlayStation 5 pre-order was sold out. In less than 5 minutes, faithful fans and lovers of the PlayStation were left with the only option of buying a PlayStation for multiple thousands of dollars on eBay or other secondhand sites from scalpers. Many of those not lucky enough to be hand-selected by PlayStation for an exclusive pre-order still have no pre-order themselves. Sony has since apologized for the chaos caused by all of this, and they've stated that there are more PlayStation 5s in production than there were PlayStation 4s at launch. This has caused jokes from Xbox and Nintendo on the subject.
I could probably look up the memes right now.
You probably could. I missed out on a pre-order myself. I tried to get in there and sneak one in, couldn't do it.
I thought you had the behind-the-scenes poll.
Well, I put my name into the Sony site, but I was not selected.
Sure.
I was a little salty about it at first, but now I'm a little bit more comforted to know that there will be enough at launch to hopefully get my hands on one.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of all of this, it caused Xbox to confirm that their pre-orders will go live on September 22nd at 11 a.m., no exceptions. So
at least they gave a hard date, you know.
Well, you kind of have to because it was just a mess.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so Walmart was the first domino,
Yes.
right? And then everyone else was like, oh, and
everybody's like, well, they're doing it, we're doing it too.
I like how Walmart put out a statement that was like, oh, it's not our style. It's like, yeah, you're not doing this for the people. You're doing this to make money.
Money, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you don't care.
Stop
Like,
pretending.
all they did was all of the scalpers that search those sites, you know, like because they have those engines that run or whatever, and then they buy up a stock of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All they did was just give them more time. Like, at least if they would have launched on the day they said, at least all of the PlayStation fans would have been ready to go, and it would have made it more challenging.
I like how Sony didn't see this coming. It's like, you know Walmart's going to do something like this.
I'm like, yeah, I was just so disappointed to hear it, because, I mean, like, gosh, man, it's like,
yeah.
Now, I saw one PlayStation go for like $4 or $5 grand on eBay.
Yeah. Oh, I was telling you a story. One went for $8 grand. I think I read an article about. I was like, oh my.
And just as much as the scalpers need to, stop doing it, like, we need to stop buying them, dude. Like, if nobody buys from stupid scalpers, then scalpers aren't gonna stinking.
Then they just
sell anything.
They just wasted a ton of money.
That's the way it is. Yeah. I think PlayStation needs to just make them buy all the pre-orders that they're bidding on.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Like, if you're scalping, then you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Whatever people have bid on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was a big cluster.
I'm technically
a mess.
I'm technically okay with scalping as a theory if you're charging if you're making like let's say you buy it for $500, you sell it for $550 to $600. I'm actually okay with that. But
yeah, I mean,
but what they're doing, because that's your business model. Actually, I don't even know if that's legal. I don't
I'm
know if that's legal. Actually,
I was gonna say you're just taking advantage of people who were like 10 seconds slower than you.
Yeah,
like that's not their fault.
That's true. It's really just like, I don't know. I guess it's not illegal. I can't think of. I guess if you were.
I don't know if it's illegal, but I know a lot of places just don't allow it. So like eBay is taking down like hundreds of scalping.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 ads. Sporting events don't let people do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd have to look it up to see if it's illegal for sure. But
yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's the thing. I don't know either. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like it at all. I just wish you just buy the PlayStation you want. Just buy one. You don't need to buy 2 or 3 and then sell the other 2 for however much,
Yeah.
Like just because some guy was trying to get there on time and his internet cut out for 2 seconds and then you got the PlayStation before he did and now you want to charge him an extra $100 for it. That's not fair.
That's what happened, by the way, with the last Conor McGregor fight. I'm not bringing it into sports yet, but Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
Right.
Somebody was telling me that it broke the record for fastest sold out arena. I think it was within 3 to 4 minutes.
Dang. Yeah.
So if you were a second too slow or your internet was slow, over for you.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
It's like concerts in Sioux Falls. They go so quick because like there's so many little suburban towns around Sioux Falls that like the second Backstreet Boys or anybody country goes up in 5 minutes. Garth Brooks came here.
Yeah.
He had 2 shows. He added 6 more.
I remember
for a total of 7 shows, and all of them sold out in like that same day.
Wouldn't 2 plus 6 be 8? Or was it? Wait,
or yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, it's just
6 or 8 shows. He had a lot.
Yeah, I remember that.
We'll say 7.
We'll say 7.
Right in the middle.
I remember that.
But yeah, like especially country and Sioux Falls, man, gone. Just to kind of continue on the bummed out news of PlayStation, CEO stated that 99% of PlayStation 4 games have been tested and they work on the PlayStation 5 system, but PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games will not be backwards compatible to the system. Do we think that hurts? Is it something that people think they want and then in reality they're just kind of not going to use? It's kind of what it comes into it because...
I mean, eventually you do have to move on. I mean,
you can't do it forever.
You can't, yeah. Because there's no way you're going to be able to put a PS1 disc in a PS5 and be like, the programming just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Could they pull out like Magical Genius and make it work? Yeah, but is it worth it?
That's what I mean. Like, for how many actual PS1 games do you want to play on your PlayStation 5?
Yeah, just go buy a PS1 if you want nostalgia.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you could buy it for nothing.
This doesn't bother me so much because yes, I want all of my PlayStation 4 games on my PlayStation 5. That was last generation. Obviously, those should go on there. But even as far back as 3, I'm like, I can't even think of any games on PlayStation 3 that I'm like, man, I need to play that.
Some of the Uncharted,
maybe like New Vegas.
Oh sure.
But I mean. I just want remasters of those.
Yeah, you could just
so cool.
And that's how they make more money anyway. So.
So I was playing on Friday. I was playing Super Mario All Stars because it went.
Please tell me about it.
It went up on Friday for the Nintendo Switch. That's 64 Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy, all in a pack on the Switch. Cool. I managed to nab myself a copy, and I've been having totes amounts of fun with it over the weekend. I started with 64 and I've just been plugging away at 64.
Oh yeah.
But one of the funniest misunderstood lines from Mario 64 did not make its way into the port. At the end of every Mario stretch of level, you would fight Bowser.
Yeah.
Run up behind him, you grab his tail, spin him around, and you throw him and be like, "So long, gay Bowser!"
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It sounds like he says, "So long, gay Bowser."
Oh, yeah. What did they switch it to?
Bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And I was like, man, that kind of sucks. Because, I mean, obviously he was saying something like, "So long, King Bowser," or something, I'm sure. But, if you go back and listen to it, it's not, "So long, gay Bowser." It sounds just like it.
They pulled a Yoel Romero. Don't forget Jesus. He's trying to say, don't forget Jesus.
Don't forget Jesus.
We shouldn't be mean to people who don't speak English.
No, we shouldn't.
Because when I try to speak Spanish, it's the same deal.
Yeah, but...
Oh, am I shaking your thing again? I think I am.
So obviously, Mario never said, "So long, gay Bowser."
Yes.
But it was funny. And it was amusing to think.
Yeah.
As he threw him every time. And I just thought that was so funny. But I played a little bit of Mario Sunshine. Not too much of it. Because, like I said, I've just been kind of rocking out on 64.
Those 2 games were a lot of my childhood.
Yes.
64 and Sunshine.
So my only gripe is that, yes, they're ports. They didn't do anything to them. I'm big salty about that.
Okay.
I'm really salty about 64 doing nothing to the camera. Like, the camera was the worst part about that game. Like, the where you, like, switch it, like, one piece at a time. Like, the camera was god-awful in that game, and they didn't do anything to it.
Oh, they just kept
Kept it exactly the same. Like, it's 2020, we can do a 3D camera. It's not hard.
That is interesting.
That was my biggest gripe with it, because that camera was just atrocious in the original, and it's the same exact way in this one.
Hey, you need
They literally did nothing to 64 besides take out So Long Gay Bowser.
they're like, we did the important part. That's all we needed. It sounds like these programmers didn't do any work. Just kidding.
So I was a little shocked in this next story, because it kind of, I think it was yesterday or today when I first read it. Microsoft has acquired Bethesda for a little over $7.5 billion. Microsoft purchased ZeniMax Studios and publisher
Pocket change. Go ahead.
Pocket change. And publisher Bethesda Softworks. Now this is very interesting. It's a very interesting story because it means a couple of things. One, that Xbox Series X, who only weeks ago was working with like less than 5 jaw-dropping exclusives, could now have the rights to every Bethesda license in their library, including Doom, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, The Evil Within, Quake, and so on. Like, all of these games.
I don't know if I like this or not, but go ahead.
But on the other thing it means is that now Microsoft owns Bethesda and Obsidian, which means we might be able to squeak a Fallout New Vegas Part 2 out of them.
Okay, New Vegas is great.
And that makes me more excited than I probably should be, because that's a big game for me. I really like New Vegas. 3 is my favorite, but New Vegas was like special. It was just wacky.
3 was the big one. New Vegas was great. 4 left stuff to be desired. And I know that the new one, 76,
76
was
kind of
flop. Flop.
And I don't know if that kind of altered the decision to sell to Microsoft here or not, but
maybe. But 76 was also so rushed. I feel like
for sure.
it wasn't. Was it even a year after they came out with Fallout 4? They're like, we're doing 76. I'm like, you can't make a Bethesda game in a year.
Yeah, something like that. And then to make it fully online, yeah. I mean, they've made it better. Because me and 2 other buddies used to play Fallout 76 religiously. I mean, we got up to like level 90 something.
Oh.
Granted, there's like level 300 people out there.
Yeah.
But for us to get to level 90 in that game was big. It was a lot of time. And it was fun. It was so fun with friends. Like, you played alone. You played alone and just be barren and lonely.
So it wasn't as much of a flop to you then?
Not to me. No, I really actually liked it once they kind of fixed up the bugs and stuff.
Okay.
But a lot of people didn't, man. A lot of people didn't like it.
I actually didn't play 76. I read the reviews and I was like, okay, well, I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah, no, I gave it a shot because I'm too big of a fan to not give it a shot. So
I played Fallout 4 and I will say, I thought it was decent. Like,
I really like Fallout 4 too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can make your own stuff. Yeah,
I don't think people had as much of a problem with that one as they did with 76.
Yeah.
So although neither Microsoft or Bethesda have commented on if they're going to make their flagship titles like Fallout and Elder Scrolls exclusive to Xbox, but there's no doubt that diehard PlayStation fans are sweating right now.
They're sweating.
Because 4 days ago they're like, "You guys ain't got no exclusives, haha, suck it. PlayStation rules," and now they're like, You what?
What? We're losing Bethesda.
Like, now all I'm hearing from PlayStation fans is like, you can have it after Fallout 76. I'm like, I don't think you realize that Elder Scrolls is there too. Like, maybe you didn't like 76, but there's no way you didn't like Skyrim.
No, there's no way.
No way.
There's no one. Even if you hate RPGs, you have to give it its due.
So that's scary, man, because I'm a PlayStation guy and Fallout's my favorite franchise.
What else?
So it's like,
keep talking. I'm just gonna see what else Bethesda has.
Oh yeah, they own a bunch of stuff. But my favorite, Fallout's been my favorite franchise. I got a Fallout 3 tattoo right here, actually. Boom.
Nice.
So that's scary. Here's the thing. I was gonna buy a Series X either way.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to be like, oh hey, Fallout's exclusive to Series X now, that would definitely make me do it sooner. Because there's no way I'm not going to play one.
Oh, yeah. There's no way, yeah.
Not a chance.
You also have Dishonored, an underrated game. You have Prey, Doom, as you said. The Evil Within. Wait, that...
Yeah, I said that one.
Okay, yeah, you did. Okay, yeah. Rage, you have the Rage. Obviously, But the online series you have to have a PC for, right? Or is that on Xbox?
For what?
Is Elder Scrolls Online?
Nope, you can get them on console.
Oh, I apologize. Anybody out there? I probably sounded like a fool. I thought that was just for computer. But yeah, a lot of stuff that PS players are sweating about.
Yeah, dude, that's a pretty big one to sweat about. I think people are getting. I think the PlayStation guys are acting tough. Like, oh, you can have it after that mess of Fallout 76.
Yeah.
But I think they know. They're like, oh crap, dude, this is gonna suck if they like take away Elder Scrolls. Like,
but like you said, they haven't actually made an official statement.
No, they have not.
That they're gonna make it exclusive to Xbox.
And maybe they'll take those two because they're so popular, and maybe those two will be continue to be cross-gen. But then they'll take their littler ones that are more popular, like Doom, Rage, and then they'll make those Xbox exclusives, maybe.
Yeah.
Which they could definitely do, or they could just be like, you know what? You guys have been making fun of us for not having any exclusives for so long. Guess what? Halo's in the new Elder Scrolls game. Master Chief is in the new Elder Scrolls game.
Because really quick, let's go over a few of the exclusives. Because you have Halo, obviously.
Yep, you got Halo. The Ori series are exclusive.
Okay. I know there's others.
Fables are exclusive.
Oh, okay.
There's more.
And then for Sony,
Gears of War.
Oh, Gears of War.
Gears of War is an exclusive.
Oh yes, I used to love Gears of War so much.
Yep, and they just came out with a new one that was really good. So I mean, they have exclusives.
And for Sony, you have all the Naughty Dog games like Uncharted, The Last of Us.
Yep, and then you have the Spider-Man. Both Spider-Mans.
What about Dying Light? Is that exclusive?
No.
Okay.
No, Days Gone is exclusive. That's the zombie one.
Oh, that might be one.
And then you got the God of Wars. All the God of Wars are. That's probably one of the biggest.
That's a big one. There's probably more we're not thinking of.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But I mean, as far as last week went, PlayStation had more exclusives without a doubt.
Oh, for sure.
Now this is scary.
Yeah.
Because they might not one have as many exclusives, and two, these games are so loved by people.
I've heard educated gamers say like that Skyrim was the best game of all time, and they have a point.
It's amazing. Like the game is amazing. But
I personally think that Witcher's pretty high up there.
Yes,
Witcher 3.
I actually like The Witcher more than Skyrim.
Me too.
Dare I say?
But Skyrim is a contesting it's one of the best of all.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt that it's up there. It's as one of the goats. But
exactly. If you love RPGs, by the way. For all of you Call of Duty fans out there, you're probably like, what is he talking about?
What is RPG mean? Is that the rocket launcher in Call of Duty? RPG, get down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but yeah, that's very scary for PlayStation owners because there's a cult following for Fallout. Whether you like 76 or not, you like Fallout. Like I don't care what you say.
Oh yeah.
If they take all of them and cut their losses and bail, well, guess what? You can't play Fallout 4 on the next generation of consoles. Sorry.
You can't get killed by Siren Head anymore. What are you going to do? You can't. Siren Head was the weirdest part of that game.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, what?
I agree. No. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on because I don't know what they're going to do with those exclusives, but I mean, they certainly could.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly could just be like, you know what? Screw you, PlayStation guys. Guess what? Buy an Xbox if you want to play Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
But
or be like me and buy a PC.
Because you would think Bethesda was like, all right, we'll sell you the company, but let's put a little clause in the contract that says Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 got to be both generations. Because that's a lot of money you're missing out on, Like
maybe but maybe the $7.5 billion was enough
to swim.
Because they have their financial experts in the background. Like, is this enough? Because we're going to be losing money making it Xbox exclusive, but this is enough to make up for it.
Right.
We're just going to cut our losses. Who knows? We're not the financial experts here.
Not by a long shot, but we'll just have to wait and see because that is a scary, scary thought. Blizzard. Moving on to our last video game story, Blizzard announces an online-only convention replacing BlizzCon in 2021, simply titled BlizzConline. The convention will offer fun things like exhibitions for cosplayers to show themselves in their cosplay outfits in their own virtual area.
Mm-hmm.
And we could probably expect to see some news from Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, and World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that next year. No worries, you're going to get your BlizzCon.
Yeah.
For all you Diablo freaks.
I heard good things about the new Diablo. Overwatch is kind of being taken over by Valorant, but who knows? Overwatch used to be huge in the esports scene. And
Right,
World of Warcraft has, like we said earlier, a cult following. Like, cult.
So did we ever go through the prelims for...
Oh, I can pull them up here.
I mean, if we want to do that real quick.
I didn't know if we wanted to... I guess we can't really wait for Tanner because there's an even bigger card this weekend that we'll be talking
Right,
about.
we're going to have to talk about that one, yeah.
Yeah.
No way we can avoid that.
Yeah, right.
In the meantime, while Odie pulls that up, I'll remind you that right now you could be asking a question featured on the show. And the way to do that would be to go to patreon.com/Velocity Entertainment and sign up for one of the tiers. And then you could write in and have your questions answered on the show. You could be like, hey, why is Mike always wearing a tie and a nice shirt? And we'll tell you.
But you don't get to know for now.
But you don't get to know for now.
So, okay, let me pull it.
All right, we got it up.
Yep, I got it right here. Just give me 1 sec. So, for the... Oh my gosh. Come on, give me the screen over here. I'm sorry, my computer does this. So, for the first fight, we have... Here's the problem. They always add fights like last minute that...
Right. Well, I can read you the ones we got here, and then you can...
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
So I believe that first one we had was Derek Minner and Jay Laramie.
Yeah, they moved him around so much. We have Minner winning by submission guillotine choke.
I gotcha. Okay.
So
that was you and Tanner. I'll keep track of those points there.
Yeah, keep track of the points there. Next one we have Journey Newson versus Randy Costa. Again, these prelim fights, nobody really knows who these guys are. So if you're out there and you're like, who are these people? We didn't know most of them either. But Costa won that one by first round knockout kick to the head.
Oh man, I had that one.
Actually, it just says kick. It could have been a body kick for all I know. But it says KO, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a point there.
So I get a point there.
Why did I put the other guy? Anyway. Okay, now this one, Jordan Espinoza, who has been on the Contender Series, versus David Dvorak. Dvorak?
Yep.
So Dvorak won. And
right.
I think you and me put that.
Yep, me and you.
And next one we have Bektik. This one, shoot, we all went for Bektik, and I think he lost. Yeah, Bektik lost to Jackson by guillotine. Another guillotine choke.
Another one.
This card had mostly finishes. There was like 3 decisions on the whole card.
Right.
Prelim and main card. Next one, Mackenzie Durham. You can just give us all a point for that. We saw that one coming.
We all got that one right.
Yeah. Johnny Walker, me and Tanner got that one. You're gonna have to lose a point this time.
Sure am.
Oh, by the way,
proud to lose that point.
Mackenzie Dern won by first round armbar. Johnny Walker won by first round KO. A lot of finishes. But Johnny Walker, he's coming back. Okay, this one, which all the hype was around, was Kamayev. I can't say his name right.
Right.
So much hype around him, I can't even say his name right.
And he won, man.
He
17
won.
seconds.
17
and
seconds.
We all got that one.
We all got that one. I think, yeah, we're doing pretty good here. None of us get a point for Cowboy versus Nico Price because it was a majority
draw. Yeah.
Which good on them. Cerrone had a good fight. They both had a good fight. Now the next one, I think I'm the only one to get a point
yes,
here.
Sir.
Colby Covington. Colby Chaos Covington got a KO round 5. Now, obviously, if you were watching the fight, wasn't a real KO.
Right.
It was a verbal submission of sorts. I think Woodley broke a rib or misplaced something.
Yeah,
but
it was a bummer.
But in my defense, Colby was on the way to winning the fight. Anyway. But it was going to be another one of his boring you know.
Well, that puts Mike as the winner for
Ooh,
that
am I?
card by 2 points. Yeah, me and
Yes.
Tanner tied at 4 points, and you walk away with 6.
Hey,
So
I get this Iron Man thing. No, I'm just kidding.
it's the Iron Giant.
Iron Giant. Oh,
Yeah, right.
yeah, right.
Tell you what, I believe if you sign up at Chaos Velocity, you get entered for the chance to win a prize every month.
Oh yeah.
And who knows, maybe we'll make the Iron Giant a prize for the month if we get enough Chaos subscribers. So
Ooh, you cannot complain with that. I guess
no, congrats.
Oh yeah, thank you. So since we're coming to an end, do we want to do my Scuffly plug or do we want to do Pokemon game first?
No, you can do your plug quick, and then
Okay.
we can play the game and wrap it up. So
Now you said I get to phone a friend, and I picked my friend Zach Lind because he knows.
fair enough. But here are the rules for
Yes.
I mean, we'll do this after your plug.
Yeah.
But here are the rules. He's got to ask yes or no questions, and he can't just be throwing down like guesses over and over on the chat. He's got to play it.
Yeah,
He's
he has to play it normally.
like he's playing 20
everything
questions.
he puts on the chat will count as a question, unless it's just like something funny. But how do I get the chat back for? Hold on, I gotta refresh this. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. I got the chat back. Zach, are you here? Zach is my phone a friend. He is in Twitch. It looks like he is in Twitch chat. He said that's lame to what you said. He's like, that's it. The rules are okay.
Well,
Zach,
he can guess if he
Yeah.
wants, but when you take a guess,
yeah.
that's the guess for the game. That's just the rules.
Anderson doing that. So, Zach, you are my phone a friend here. What we're gonna do? You know how 20 questions works, right? It has to be yes or no questions. He's going to pull. I'll have Zach do the number.
Yeah, Zach.
He is a subscriber, by the way, so he's allowed to do all this.
Fair enough. Yeah. See if you can subscribe. You can play fun games like this. So, if Zach wants to pick a number between, let's say, 1 and 15, that'll be your guys' card.
How about it, Zach? 1 and 15. What you
got, buddy?
Sometimes I wish a number between 1 and 10 would think of me. I got sent that meme the other day. It's like, why aren't they ever thinking of me? God, number. I thought that was such a funny meme. My brother Dale sent me that. Unlucky 13.
Let's do it.
I get the first question though, Zach.
4, 5, 6, 7. This is a little harder with a broken elbow. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, boys.
Alrighty. There goes the Pokemon card. Okay.
There it goes. We got it. So.
All right, Zach. I get the first question. You can get the second one. My first question is my last one. I nailed it because I asked if it. I like to start with types because that narrows it down.
And you nailed it the last 2
Yeah.
games. First.
Oh yeah, the first guess. I'm gonna do it this game too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Watch. Is it a rock type?
No.
Shoot. Okay. Rock type. I'm typing this in Twitch chat so I have a record of it. Zach, do you have a question? Or do you let's see here. Let me think. Not rock. Okay, well that narrows it down a little bit, but how about is it a fire type?
Is it a Gen 5 Pokemon? So we're doing. I
I
won't count that question
we're doing Gen 3 and below.
because we're doing Gen 3 and below.
Gen 3 and below, Zach. So yeah. He didn't know?
Nope, I won't count that question. So
Well, he's thinking of his question. I'll ask, is it fire type?
no.
Okay. Not fire type. And I'm sure he's typing one here. I should ask what gen it is, but sometimes that doesn't even help me because I need to is it a, if I keep going through the types, I'm going to waste all my questions on that.
He asks if it's a Gen 1. It is. It is a Gen 1.
Is Gen 1. I guess I should. Is it poison type?
No.
Shoot. It is not poison. type. Zach, you're supposed to be the expert here.
Well, you're only like, what is that? 5 questions? 4 questions?
I know, but that's almost like a fourth good questions.
It is not a water type. You got this. Look at that support from Wifey.
Not wifey yet, but close enough. Does it have a tail?
Yes, it does have a tail.
It does have a tail. Come on, Zach. We need the big brain. A lot of Pokemon have tail. I guess not all of them, but
It's the type that is the tricky one.
okay. I think that's a good clue because
there's
it's
a little hint for you. Yeah.
oh. If it's a tricky hint, is it ground type?
No.
I think that's 6 questions. I don't know what we're at actually. No, that's not a yes or no. He says what stage is it? That's not a yes or no question. Or are you asking like can it or how many evolutions? No, that's not a yes or no question either.
Does it evolve?
Does it evolve?
Is that what you want to ask?
Yeah.
Yes. Or no. Sorry.
No.
But that was a hint in itself. So.
Ooh. Zach, he's given us he said yes and then he switched it to no. That's a decent hint. What kind of evolves? Like, oh, is it something you have to trade? Oh, it's like a trading. Oh, are you not gonna give it away? Or I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't focus too much on that. It doesn't evolve, but
It doesn't evolve.
it did at one point.
Okay.
I'll just give you. Yeah.
Zach says, is it a normal type?
No.
No. Okay, that's 8 questions, I think. No. The reason I'm typing this in chat is just so I can keep track of it, Zach, by the way. And he's like, why are you bombarding me with stuff I already know? I know we're going to waste all of our money on types, but is it a ghost type?
No. That's 9, right?
Yeah. We're almost halfway through our questions.
Oh, man.
And Tanner's going to be pissed when he comes back and I didn't get it. He's going to be like, we were 100.
Why is there a backwards guard up there?
He's just going to beat me. So it's like an irregular type. So what I'm going to... And it has
You've gone through a lot of types already, so there can't be that many irregular types left.
Let's see if Zach has a question here. Is it a psychic type?
No. That's 10.
Psych. I wish I could spell. Jeez. I was a psych major and I'm spelling psych wrong. This is a... We're going to cut that part out. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Is it a bug type?
No, not a bug type.
This is so ridiculous.
That's 11.
Oh, as a bug is flying in my eyeball. Did you call me? Did you call?
I feel like once you get the type, though, it's going to be easier. So, like, the sooner you do.
Flying.
No.
Fairy.
Fairy, yes.
Yes. It is. It is a fairy type. I think that's 12.
But you also used the flying type question.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I don't know. Was that 11 or 12?
12.
12.
Yep.
Oh, but there's so little fairy types because there's
In
there's
Gen 1.
I'm not. This isn't a guess, but there's Clefairies, Jigglypuff. There's Wigglytuff. What is it? No, that's just an evolution, right? Okay. Anyway, sorry. You're probably not allowed to answer these.
I'm letting you think, man. You're good. I'm letting you rock.
Zach, help.
It is a fairy type.
And it does. Oh, and it does have a. And it does have a tail. Fairy type really does narrow.
Tanner's gonna be listening to this. He's gonna be like, just yelling out the answer, like, that's what it is.
The only thing I can think of is Clefairy and Jigglypuff, and I can't remember which one has a tail. Tanner. Tanner, where are you? Tanner, where are you? Okay, Zach. Oh, that's a good one because Clefairies are from the moon. Is it from the moon?
Yes.
We got it, Zach. Should we make the get? Here, I'll consult with him. Oh.
I got some questions.
Okay.
Some questions.
Okay. So, Zach, don't say Clefairy yet in chat because we still have some questions to go.
You got some, yeah, you
'Cause
might as well burn them. You're at like 14.
I remember you had to give them that moonstone, and they were like, "What you mean?" And they were like crowd around you. Okay, so possibly I don't even know how to spell Clefairy. That's probably not how you spell it. Okay, has a tail. Maybe we should go over moves, like their moves. But I feel like Clefairies and Jigglypuffs share a lot of moves. Wait. Can I ask a yes or no question that might or might not have to do with the card in your hand? Does Jigglypuff come from the moon?
Oh, no.
Oh no. So that's not. So she can't be the answer.
No. I'm going to count that, though.
Oh yeah. You can.
So 15, yeah.
Zach just asked, is it a moonstone evolution?
Yes.
It has to be. Why are you scaring me away from saying what I think the answer
It's
is?
just the game, baby. Come on.
Zach, can we agree on Clefairy? That is not how you spell Clefairy, I'm sure. I don't remember how to spell it. I remember getting the moonstone, giving it to him, and they were like, "Man, does it look?" You're not allowed to use Google, Zach.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do it, Zach.
He knows what it is.
Wait. Zach, is it what I think it is? Because Tanner's gonna beat me if I say it and it's wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah.
This is okay. Is it a Clefairy?
No.
What?
It's a Clefable.
Okay, that's not fair. That's not fair.
You didn't ask me if it was an evolution, man. Come on.
I did.
I know. Well, he did, but you still guessed Clefairy.
But I asked, like, does it evolve? Or I asked the evolution question.
He asked if it was a moonstone, but you still guessed Clefairy.
Oh, I think you should do a half turn on that one. I don't think that should be a full turnover. We did so well.
We'll let the listeners decide, and
Okay.
I'll keep it down here on the table.
Well, you know Anna's gonna say no because she wants to punish me.
You knew what it was. You just called it the wrong name.
Yeah,
So it's like
that's not. We'll have to. Should we let Tanner decide when he comes back?
we can let Tanner decide. That sounds fair.
Okay.
Because he's going to listen to it and he's going to be like, yeah, not only should it not go up there, you should be kicked off the podcast.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for me.
I was like, he knows what it is. I was like,
Then why didn't he put it in chat?
because once you guess, the game's over. But
True. Well, if he typed it in chat. Well, would he be able to say, like, I think it's a Clefable, so maybe we should guess that? I don't know. I don't know what rules
he's like, I didn't even put the weight, Michael.
Yeah,
He
because I
did too. 88.2.
Because I memorized the exact weights of all the Pokemon.
It's so funny, dude. Classic case of like you had the right Pokemon, you had the wrong name.
Yeah.
So it's like
We'll see what Tanner
we'll see
says
what
on
Tanner
that.
thinks.
No.
So we'll give you a couple of seconds pause here, and then you can go ahead and start your Scuff League if you want, my dude.
Maybe I should like raise my hand so you know in the YouTube video when. Okay. Actually, I got pulled up.
He wasn't quite ready. Look at that.
All right, Scuff Leaguers. This is going to be my weekly power rankings and some announcements. It's going to be a little bit longer than last week because we actually have games to run on now. The tournament has started. For all you out there who didn't know, I was watching some of the games today. I ran these power rankings by a few members in the group to kind of get a consensus on them. They generally agreed with me. If you don't, just remember we don't have a lot to go on so far. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you rank. It just matters how you perform on the Rift. So at number 1, it is unchanged. We still have Iowa Kingslayers, otherwise known as the Kings of Corn, or so Yanni calls them. This is due to their overall rank, and they looked very good today when they played. We haven't seen them play until today when they took down the Delaware Guard. Delaware Guard is a tough team. They put up a good fight. They lasted way longer than everyone thought they would last. So taking down a strong team like that was a very good thing to do in the first round. From what I saw quickly on op.gg, they do play together in flex. Their jungler is very active. They definitely don't have he's definitely not a passive power farmer. Also, their top lane will roam in TP and be active as well. He has very high kill participation in comparison to the average top laner that seems to play on an island. At number 2, we have Minnesota Comets. Comets, they moved up 1 spot from last power ranking. Minnesota took care of business with Tennessee in the first round of the bracket. Tennessee is a tough team as well. They faltered a bit mid to late game, but I think that's also due to the fact that there was a bit of trolling. Also, Tennessee's a very good team. They can punch back. But Minnesota took care of business. Overall, they play well as a team. I was very impressed with their bot lane, especially. Bringing out the Nico pick. I expect very big things from them as they move forward in the bracket. I actually expect bigger things of them in the regular season as they move forward and continue to play with each other. Sorry, this one's running longer. At 3, we have North Carolina Glamour. They moved down a spot, not because of, it's just because Minnesota looks so good. It was nothing about North Carolina. They are still one of the top teams. They have to face Connecticut Chrono Breakers, which is also a top team, very highly ranked team. I don't know that I still think North Carolina will win this. They look to be very dominant in scrims. I would consider them to have a difficult road to get to the finals though, but I still expect them to do so. At number 4, we have Maryland Duelists. There's no change there. This team also looks very dominant they looked very dominant in week 1 of the tournament. There's not much to go off of. They had great micro. But they theoretically have to go through Minnesota to make it to the finals, and no team has an easy road. At number 5, I have Pennsylvania Tempest. This is also unchanged from last week. This team shut out their competition fairly quickly. We've seen their opponent Georgia in scrims, and I personally thought this match would be a bit tougher for them. But they took care of business, got down and dirty. I have them ranked highly coming into the tournament, so this was no huge surprise. They're ranked very high for a reason. They took care of business there. At number 6, we have California 42. They moved up 2 spots, and I already had this team ranked highly coming in, and I guess that was a good decision. They did not disappoint. Moved them up 2 spots. They had clean gameplay. I know they were behind early against Utah, but they brought it back in a huge way. They weren't even behind that much, just a couple kills. The comeback actually got out of hand. That game got a little out of hand later on. At number 7, we have Michigan Colossus. They moved up from an unranked position, weren't ranked at all. They had a very good game. It looked it looked shaky at first, but overall they took care of business. They have a very active jungler and mid laner, so look for them to try and win the game through either those two, roaming or setting up objective control. At number 8, I have New Jersey Hunt. This team moved up because of their fantastic performance. There's actually some contention between Michigan and New Jersey Hunt in the production team. Some people thought New Jersey's better than Michigan. I guess we'll see. But yeah, New Jersey looked very good. I moved them up 1 spot from last week. So they're moving up the ladder. Washington Tide moved up from an unranked position, looked amazing against New York. This game was an absolute banger. I got to shoutcast it. It was back and forth the whole time. Just Washington Tide looks like they're going to do stuff. Some of our production crew actually had to sub in for this game and show off their skills. They looked amazing, but unfortunately they fell just short to Washington. Their micro mechanics are great. They were very adept at objectives as well. I'm pretty sure they got every objective, so if you're playing this team, just realize they will either win the objective game or at least contest it very well. At number 10, I have Connecticut Chrono Breakers. They moved down 2 spots. They unfortunately have to play New North Carolina the first round of the bracket, but this team looks very good. Otherwise, I look to see big things in the regular season from them. I put my money on them if they were in anywhere else in the bracket that's not against one of those top teams. Just super quick, I'm gonna go over what I think are my upset picks of the week, but other teams that are honorable mentions, I have Florida, Massachusetts, Alabama, and Virginia. Especially Virginia, they have been looking amazing in both scrims and the first game of the bracket. So for Florida, Massachusetts, Alabama, Virginia, I'm sorry if you think I disrespected you. You guys look great. Hopefully we'll see you on the chart later on. Now, these upset picks, I know I just gave my thoughts on who I thought the best teams were. Now I'm giving my thoughts on which team's going to make me look like the biggest idiot. I have Massachusetts over Michigan. I think Massachusetts has a big chance to take them out. Florida could possibly edge out a game over Pennsylvania. I see that as an upset. I don't know. Connecticut over North Carolina is a tough one. I could see New Jersey possibly beating North Carolina in the next round, but they both have a steep mountain to climb. And then last but not least, the two games I'm looking forward to the most in the next round is whoever plays Virginia next. I believe Arizona won today, so I believe it's Arizona and Virginia. They're both super exciting. I didn't get to see the end of the Arizona game, but I think that's what happened, and I know for a fact they're both super exciting teams. And then Washington versus Carolina. I think Washington versus Carolina is the game I'm most excited for. I have no idea who's going to win that. It's going to be a banger. So thanks for listening to my Scuff League rant today. A bit longer than normal, but people wanted to hear about their teams, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the podcast. And just to remind everyone, South Dakota is going to smash Texas tomorrow, so tune in for that. Sorry, that was a long-winded rant. Thanks for putting up for it, Kyle.
Don't be sorry, my man. That's nice, man. Remember, check it out. That's an order.
That's an order.
That's an order. Anyway, no, that was a good plug, man. You're good. That was
perfect. I was hoping you wouldn't be like, oh, this is so long.
Oh man, I was about to fall asleep. No, man,
they'll all appreciate it.
I like hearing the stuff you're passionate about. So it's nice. Makes me smile. If you wanna check him out on the Scuff League, that's cool. We love support. If you also want to support Velocity Entertainment, remember patreon.com/Velocity Entertainment to support us financially. That's the best place to go for that. You can also check us out on Facebook, on YouTube at Velocity Entertainment. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, most of the places you can find.
And Twitch.
Yep. Live on Twitch every Monday. Yeah, like I said, you can subscribe and support the show, and then you can write in and be Mike's +1 on days where he's playing by himself, just like Zach did. So
hey, thank you, Zach. Shout out to you too.
Shout out to him.
Even though we didn't get full credit.
Right. Yeah. We'll let the big guy decide. But
shoot,
he's gonna be so disappointed.
I know he's gonna be like, my teammate has failed me.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Love it. Love to gab and talk about it. We love you guys watching. So, should love to do it, man. Remember, you can always find us on the social medias. Have a great week. Be safe. Nobody break their elbow.
No more hoverboards.
No more. Thanks, guys, and have an awesome week. We appreciate you.
See ya.